Hello, Ungoogleable.
So cute.
Welcome to your life.
Is it
Today
he's a
is
boy?
beautiful. Please log in.
Yeah, both
You're
of
not
those are
wrong.
boys.
How old is
They are,
he now?
but that's not
This
the
guy,
issue here.
he's little. He's
Dealership
only like
networks are
few
separate companies from the
months.
automakers.
4 or
who
5
make
months?
cars
He's only
themselves.
like 2 months
That's
old.
the whole issue.
Really?
here.
Both of those.
Tesla wants
Wait,
to
so you've got
operate
more?
its own dealerships and
Now
cut
we
out
have
the
7.
middleman.
We used
It's
to have
the
5.
middleman
Have you
that's
tasted
fighting
one
this.
already?
For obvious
Like in a
reasons,
soup or
the
like
automakers
barbecue?
are walking
People don't
tightest
eat
onto the
Not
issue.
enough.
They have to keep their dealership networks happy, because if the dealers win, they'll need those business relationships intact. But, behind closed doors, they'd be pretty happy if Tesla won, because they know damn well they would all have to move to Tesla's business model to compete. And while it would be complicated up front for them as they bought out dealerships so they could run them themselves, and shut down dealerships with overlapping territories, it would mean keeping more of your dollars from every sale for the next 100 years. It's worth it to them. Basically, they all want to do what Tesla wants to do. But Tesla is the only one that can be honest about it, because they don't have dealers to piss off. For what it's worth,
Позже мне у него
Tesla is fighting
понравилось,
hard in every state, but they don't need to win in every state.
где он
They just
таможенником
need to
был.
win
И
enough of
они
these
ходили
fights
через
that people in the
таможню.
fold-out states end up
Черновик,
pissed off that
чистовик.
everyone
У
around
меня
them
есть, я
can
могу
easily
дать
buy a
почитать,
Tesla,
если
but
ты
they have to
читал.
cross state
Очень
lines to do
необычно.
it. Tesla always knew they were going to lose Michigan. It's the place most tied to the traditional business model. They're not surprised by this loss, and it doesn't really hurt them at all. But they need to put up a show about it. They're still way ahead in this game. And whether Ford and Toyota and friends want to admit it or not, they all want Tesla to win, too. They just can't admit it in public. They have to look like they're against this until the day they start to reluctantly benefit from it.
Ties VR. These are publishers that specialize in video games made for the screen. The fact that they want to know if consumers can handle motion sickness from VR suggests to me that they aren't willing to make design compromises necessary to make a game that doesn't induce motion sickness. Motion sickness is a design issue. It's happening in VR because VR, in its current state, is actually fooling people's senses into believing they're actually present in a space. And being asterisk I and asterisk a space is a much different experience than looking asterisk KT asterisk a space on a screen. Suddenly things flying into your face are overwhelming, along with motion. There are amazing games and experiences you can make in VR that avoid motion sickness entirely. The thing is, those games aren't Call of Duty or Battlefield. Fun experiences on screens are not necessarily fun experiences in VR. In fact, they can be completely overwhelming. Being in the middle of a firefight is fun on a screen. It's almost as if you're watching a movie you're controlling, but in VR, you're actually in the middle of a firefight. A lot of people can watch a war movie, but actually asterisk BEING asterisk in the middle of death and destruction is too much for most. So I can imagine EA releasing Battlefield in VR and blaming the technology for making people uncomfortable. But really, running around attached to a body you can't feel in the middle of constant onslaught of destruction is not a comfortable situation for anyone. VR's killer feature is presence. Think about the value of presence. People go to Egypt, the Grand Canyon, and New York City just to be present there. Simply looking around and being there, VR opens the doors for experiences unlike any other. Drifting through amazing features in space, or even shrinking down in size until you're so small that you're inside a human cell watching the mechanisms of life busily working away.
Thank you for logging out. Today was a wonderful day. Please come back tomorrow.
Red, blue, green.
Mic check 1 2.
Congratulations. You reject the good enough. You reject words like symbolism and postmodernism. Obsolescence is not part of your vocabulary. Every night, every day, every step of the way. The diktat of fashion. The agenda of the color wheel. Gone. It takes more than a pretty face to catch your attention. I repeat. It takes more than a pretty face to catch your attention. Good. That is very good. We are source decoded. For you. For the most perfect moisturizer. The most advanced cosmetic lineup. Scientifically proven, scientifically tested. For you.
Congratulations. Calibration completed.